My presentation will be focused on the topic of branding in the digital age. This topic is quite actual today because it brings up the light on the topic of branding and also it proposes some new ideas on the brand management in today's reality. My presentation will start with a description of traditional model on making final decisions on purchase, and it's called the funnel metaphor. Then we will focus on the new model that is proposed by the author of the article, and it's called consumer decision journey. Then we will talk about changes that marketing should apply in order to follow this new model, and also we will talk about new marketing roles that will appear with this model. The traditional funnel metaphor usually includes the process when the selection starts with the wide variety of different brands in mind. And then consumers will narrow their choice down until they have only one brand in mind. Nonetheless, the latest research showed that this model is not actual and that now consumers have kind of consumer decision journey, and it consists of 4 steps. It's consider, evaluate, buy, and the last one is enjoy, advocate, bond. At the first stage, people start their selection with a set of top brands in their mind. And the main idea here is that comparing to the traditional funnel model, people start with much fewer brands in their mind. Generally, today people narrow the quantity of brands down. At the second stage, which is evaluate stage, consumers start to look for different sources of information about the product, and they take into account comments and reviews from retailers, peers, from the brand, and even reviews from the competitors. At this point, it's logical that people would make their choice according to the information they receive rather than the different marketing promotions. And also at this stage, potential consumers will add or exclude some of the brands. At the third buy stage, consumers finally purchase the product, but it's not the end. Because here comes the fourth stage, which is enjoy, advocate, and bond. And after the purchase, consumers have even deeper connection with the producers of the product because now they're using it, they understand it deeper. And if consumer is pleased with product, they promote and advocate it by the word of mouth. And when it comes to the selection, the recommendations from other people is the best way to promote and advertise the product, and also the best way to attract some new customers. Also, this stage is very important because consumers who are pleased with the product, they have strong bond connection, and therefore in future when they want to make a selection of a product, they will skip first 2 stages and just without getting information, without looking for different recommendations, they go and buy product. And this is very useful and saving money for the company. With this new consumer decision journey strategy in mind, we can say that some changes in the traditional marketing should be made. Firstly, instead of spending huge amount of money on advertisement, companies should focus on the decision journey. Research showed that usually companies spend money on the consider and buy stages. Nonetheless, it would be much more effective if they spend money on evaluate and enjoy, advocate, bond stages because it provides you a better connection with the customer. Also, previously, interaction with customers was only one way, and it was very costly because companies had to invest huge amount of money in order to communicate with their potential customers and therefore invest money in advertisement. And it is very costly, as I mentioned. Nevertheless, today there is two-way communications, and also there are different medias which are available on the market. For example, there is owned media that includes website of the company. There is also an earned media which includes different communities of brand enthusiasts. And therefore, money should be spent on different medias along with the traditional investments in traditional medias. The development of this customer decision journey strategy requires the development of new roles, of new specialists that have to appear on the market. And the first one is orchestrator. One of the touch points of customers is owned media, as I mentioned before, and it includes not only company's website but also packaging, service functions. It also includes sales functions as well as customer service. And usually it's not the task of a marketer, but in new world, all these functions have to be coordinated. An orchestrator is the person who will be in charge of it, who will coordinate all these procedures into one big, great vision of the process. And therefore, this one is very important. And he will be in charge of customer service, market research, product literature design, product registration, and also warranty program. And also he will be in charge of the traditional marketing functions as well. The second specialist that should appear is publisher and content supply chain manager. Why is important? Usually marketers have to analyze huge amount of information while launching new product, and all this information has to be analyzed and understood and coordinated, which is the most important fact. And if information is not coordinated well, then the launching of new product would not be efficient and would not be effective. And the third specialist that have to appear on the market is marketplace intelligence leader. And in order to understand customer decision journey, a lot of IT specialists and marketing specialists have to do research, and they have to collect information about customers in order to understand them better. And in a lot of companies, only IT specialists usually manage this kind of data, and we need specialists from marketing who also will be collecting this information, who also can analyze this information. Therefore, it is important to develop this type of profession in order for this new strategy to be successful and bring some results. To recapitulate, I must say that a lot of steps has to be made in order for the customer decision journey strategy be very successful in the market, and also companies have to have clear understanding of their customers. They have to have clear understanding of customer decision journey and all the steps. And every new idea that appears in the company have to get along with this customer decision journey. And only by doing that, company can really increase profit and stay at the market. And I hope that my presentation was very useful, and I hope that it brought some new light on the situation in the market of branding. Thank you for your attention.